We're joined by Drexel guard Cam Winter. Cam, just your reaction, your impression, and what went well in the victory tonight, and then we'll open up for some questions.
I just thought we were had a lot of energy. We got stops when we needed them, and we converted at times, and we did enough to win today. So that's all that matters.
First question is to Michael Cole. Go ahead, Michael.
Cam, defensively, I mean, I know how much you like to get after it, but you took on that matchup early in the game, going against, their elite guards, in particular Tyson Walker. How much of it for you is trying to preserve energy for the offensive end, especially, with the potential to play 3 games in 3 days and whatnot, and that competitive side of you, on the other side where you want to guard the best player and, try to, slow him down?
Coaches came up with a good game plan. So I just follow what they say. They thought other matchups were better, and that's fine. I thought we did a great job on them, making everything tough. We had multiple bodies on them, and we were just trying to tire them out and just make them take a lot of contested shots. And I think we did just that. And, guys did a great job on them, and guys played their role tonight.
Offensively, you get in those grooves. In the first and the second half, you had those big stretches where you extended the lead. What's going on in the huddle with the guys when you're, early in the first half, you were slow offensively. Early in the second half, you were slow offensively. And then you just all of a sudden have these breakout moments with these big shots from, a bunch of different players.
We have a lot of scorers on our team, a lot of guys that can do different things. So we just share the ball, and whoever's hot, is aggressive. And I think we just play off each other well, and that's what we did tonight. I just found my spots to pick and choose when to shoot and pick and choose when to find people.
Next question to Glenn. Go ahead, Glenn.
Cam, over the last couple of games, different players have stepped up at different times, for you. How much does that fuel a sense of belief in this team that anyone really can make the big play when necessary?
I think that's the great thing about our team is we have a lot of guys that can make big plays, and we don't have to give one guy the ball. We have a lot of play calls for a lot of different people, and they could all make plays. So it makes us tough to guard.
And how does it feel now to be playing for a conference championship?
It feels great. That's one thing I came here for, was to get a conference championship, and we're 1 game away. So
thank you, Cam.
Next question for you, Josh.
Cam, James Butler steps up, hits 2 threes, first time in his career. What do you think when he steps up, hits that second one?
I knew it was going in. JV's a good shooter, and in practice he shoots guard numbers. So we've been letting him shoot the ball more, and he's making a good point of why he should get more open looks.
As for the championship game, it's the number 6 seed against the number 8 seed. But with everything that happened this year, I mean, you guys played most of your schedule on the road. I mean, how much do you actually take into account the seedings this year? Do you think they actually hold any weight?
We haven't thought about the seeding. We don't look at the number next to any team. We just look at the team itself. The biggest game is the next game. So it doesn't matter what they're ranked. They're on the schedule, and we have to prepare for them and come there with a mindset that we're going to win.
All right, 2 more questions. It's late, and we're trying to get these guys back. Next question to David.
Hey, Cam, can you just talk about the way how you guys have played all season, knowing you're 40 minutes away from making it in the NCAA tournament?
It feels great. It was a long season. We had a lot of ups and downs, but one thing we did do is we came in every day and put our head down and worked. And I think it's just paying off. And, we're all very happy that we're 40 minutes away, but we're not satisfied yet because we all have one goal, and we're just trying to achieve that.
What are your initial thoughts about playing Elon tomorrow?
They're just the next team on our schedule, and we'll prepare for them, and we'll just go about our business.
Final question tonight from Dan Crane. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Cam. You guys are playing a much deeper rotation, especially late in the season here. How does that change your view as a point guard, as a distributor, with the different lineups that are on the floor, kind of constantly rotating back? And follow up to that is, do you prefer being on the ball or off?
I think that's the good thing about our team is, and that's another thing about being a point guard, is you have to know how to play with everybody else on the floor. And no matter who we put in, I kind of know their strengths and where they like the ball. And, we just grown over the course of the season. So, it helps us also having different personnel on the court. And, I like being on the ball. I could distribute, control the pace of the game.
All right, Cam, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Be joined by Coach Spiker in just a minute.
Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Zach, just you're going to CAA championship game now. In this game, Cameron Winter, 36 minutes today. We go back to last year, he wasn't coming off the court. Xavier Bale, how important were those 25 minutes, 11 points that he gave you today?
I think X, and this may sound crazy, I thought he showed improvement from yesterday to today. He's a talented basketball player. He's getting better with every dribble. I thought that first move on the baseline, hop step, get through, good finish. Thought he finished with force, played with some confidence, and he's getting better with every bounce. As I said last night, really, really good high school football player and could have played college football at a lot of levels, and loves basketball and wanted to be a Dragon. So we're glad we have him.
And just to finish off the game, you knocked down the free throws, but going back a little bit before that, when Northeastern gets it down to 2, and they're fighting back, the turnovers, that plagued you at times this season started to become a factor. How were you able to, down the stretch when they, were playing as aggressive as they was defensively, to tone those down in that final stretch?
Well, I thought our personnel, and again, I probably could answer every question and start it with this. It's the character of our players. We got a great group. We got a great locker room. They show great resolve, right? We've been the most disciplined testing team in our league, and some other, bad luck, misfortune, whatever you want to call it, didn't have the opportunity to play everybody, but it wasn't because we were doing the wrong thing. Our guys were disciplined with it. I trust them. We trust them as a staff. So they're great guys. So we get in a moment, we don't have to lose our head and blow a gasket. Hey, let's take care of the ball. Let's refocus here a little bit. And I think you all saw a couple lineups there that just about everybody's logged a lot of minutes in the last couple years that you felt comfortable with it. I know we were 10 for 10 down the stretch. I'm not sure anybody shot more than 4 though, right? Walton a couple, Urich a couple, Okris a couple. So where I think that could be a challenge is multiple guys can get to the line. So it's harder to key in on one guy. But that's a bad answer to your question, DeMichael. But I would say that our group, again, those huddles are loud, and our staff is just one voice. These guys want to win. These guys want to win, and they're locked in.
A lot of people want to talk to Zach, and it's late, so try to limit maybe to one question. Glenn, go ahead next.
Zach, when they were making their charge at you, got to within, I believe, 2, you had the back-to-backs from Okros and another 3 from Butler. Do you think that's the impetus that you needed to put the game away?
I do. I agree with you. I thought that we wanted to have the right matchup defensively on Walker. We wanted to have the right personnel in there, but I thought we needed to get one more shooter on the floor when they went zone. I thought we had some possessions that were good. I thought we had some possessions that could have been a lot better, but we were able to get some clean looks. And Mate Okris is a hunter. Doesn't matter how many minutes he plays or not. He comes in locked, loaded, ready to go. And those were big shots.
Yeah, next question to Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
Zach, you mentioned the Butler shot. He's not a guy who's taken a lot of them in his career, but he's got a nice mid-range game. And, I said it's half tongue in cheek. Any reason he hasn't shot more of them in his career?
He shot a whole lot in his career. They just haven't been in games yet, if I could say that the right way. I think I heard part of Cam's comment where you say he has guard numbers in practice. James Butler took advantage of the pandemic, and James Butler evolved his game. We talk about a long-term vision. Think about JB compared to a guy at Butler named Matt Howard, right? And Matt Howard would always end his workouts with some three-point shots. Wasn't necessarily a three-point shooter coming in. But that was something we wanted to work on, giving JB that freedom to do that. JB took it to a whole nother level during the pandemic. He came back and you know what? I think he had to adjust to some different things we were doing this year. Been an incredible teammate, but we as a staff have been saying, keep doing it, man. Keep putting those numbers up. Those numbers look great in practice. He's doing things. I think this was his fourth and fifth or third and fourth 3-pointers made this season. But you can, to a man, you can ask anybody on our bench. They knew they were going in.
Next question, Dan. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Coach, when you got to Drexel 5 years ago, you said the first thing that you wanted to work on was creating a new culture at Drexel. Do you think that in the locker room today is representative of that goal that you had back in year one?
Yeah, Dan, I don't know if that's totally fair. Probably just want to improve it. You know, I think Bruiser Flint's one of the greatest coaches, numbers wise, and has success at Drexel. And we just wanted to do a couple of things to improve upon what he built. But I think that that's a locker room that really cares about each other. And as I said earlier, it's a great group of young men that compete and they have no ego. And we can put different guys on them. Made a decision to put Cam on a different guy. I thought X had some expendable energy. I thought Juric did some good things. And listen, this is a big win because we got to the championship game. It's also a big win because of the team we beat. All right, Northeastern has been to the championship game more than anybody in this league in the last couple of years. Bill Cohen's a terrific coach. He does a great job. And that's a program that we emulate and look at for how we do things, how we want to build our basketball program. It's one of the top class programs in this conference right now. And that makes this win much more meaningful in a very complimentary way. I say that.
Next question, David.
Hey, Zach, this is really your first time coaching in the conference championship game. Can you just talk about the progression during your tenure at Drexel that basically got where you are today?
I'd love to answer that question in more detail tomorrow night, if that's okay. But Dave, we're in the progression of what we want to do, and we're not where we want to be yet. And we're just going to keep our head down and keep going. We're going to get back. We're going to recover, stay hydrated, drink a ton of water. Players get a lot of sleep. Coaches get a little sleep, and be prepared for what I think is clearly the hottest team in our conference right now.
Next question, Eamonn. Go ahead, Eamonn.
Hey, Coach. Northeastern forced a lot of turnovers tonight, but you guys were still able to get the win. How did you kind of overcome some of their tougher defense?
Eamon, I don't know if you've seen us play. We had 31 turnovers 2 seasons ago, so 16 doesn't look that bad. But yeah, I think Northeastern's defense, depending on how they're able to really be aggressive with their hands, they do a great job. Coach Cohen has built a culture of playing and defending without fouling, and I think they do a good job with that. I think it's very well known, and it's tough to really get them in foul trouble. I thought we had some good fortune with a call, the hip check on a foul on Walker that could have gone either way, but they're a really good defensive team. They make you earn your points. They don't give you anything free.
Next question to Austin. Go ahead, Austin.
Zach, you're facing Elon for the first time this year. What, in terms of scouting, what's the next 19 hours going to look like?
It's going to be very detailed. It was mapped out before we ever got on the bus to come down here. I mean, we know exactly what we're doing. Mike Westifer and our staff have a plan. It's in place. When we're eating, recovery time right now. We got to get these guys. They're already back at the hotel, but they're showering and getting treatment. And what's it going to look like? No, you're playing for a championship. You know, we're gonna do everything we can and have our guys as prepared as we possibly can be.
Thanks, Zach.
Next question to Milton. Go ahead, Milton.
Hey, Coach. Northeastern was throwing a lot of lineups at you today that, because of injuries, they were kind of forced to put out. Was there something that surprised you about it? Something that stood out from what you'd been game planning?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Coach Cohen has recruited that roster, and those players have his stamp of approval. They're good basketball players, whether they've logged a lot of minutes or not. And we're all going through the same pandemic, and we're all handling the adversity the best way we possibly can. So if they're on the floor, we were aware of what their skill set was and what they can do. And I thought some of them really did a good job impacting the game.
Last question tonight from Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, Zach, does being a team with championship...
Jerry, what was the lead tonight? What are you going with?
You were up 10 and they got to 1, so that counts.
All right, add it to your data.
You're a little busy, so I'll and we won't talk any more about that. But what does being a team with championship experience require a different finishing kick, for lack of a better term, when a team like Northeast, like you said, they've been there 3 straight years trying to make it 4. Do you need to do something different? Is it harder to beat a team like to finish a team like that? And do you learn something about your team when it does that?
I think we learn something about our guys every day, whether it changes what our rotation is or how we're going to do the next one. That remains to be seen. But listen, I think I've said enough about Northeastern. Our guys expected a charge. They gave us one. We handled it. And I thought we made some big plays. And you don't get to March 10th on the calendar, March 9th on the calendar without making big plays. And I was proud of our guys for doing that.
All right, Zach, thanks very much.
Hey, guys. See you tomorrow. Get some rest.
Thank you, guys. We'll try to give you a little more time tomorrow night when it's not quite as late.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Good to have you back.
Thanks, Rob.